Good day, Internet, and welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I am your host for the evening. My name is Advocate of Wordz. Happy Monday to everyone. Let me see the beautiful faces. There are the beautiful faces. So many cameras are turned off. Why? I am sure people are here. Oh, I see some people turning their cameras on now. What's going on, y'all? Happy Monday. Let's get right into it. This is the Monday Night Online Open Mic, as I just said, presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe, as I just said. But I didn't tell you that this is the 132nd week in a row that we are hosting this online open mic, whether it was by me or back when Bruja was hosting online open mics and subbing in for me, or not too long ago, I think 3 weeks ago, Elemental. Nonetheless, every Monday we are doing this at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. If you'd like to check any of our previous open mics or any of our other online content, you can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. And if you happen to be watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, or on Twitter, and you'd like to join us, on the bottom of the screen, you will see the number 279-995-364. We are doing it on Zoom, 279-995-364. 364. That number will be on the bottom of the screen for about a minute, so make sure you jot it down and join us. Thank you to the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for sponsoring our free online events. You too can help us with a tax-deductible donation by going to nuyorican.org/contribute or hitting us on the Cash App $Nuyorican Poets Cafe. Tonight's theme, Indigenous Peoples Day. Yes, yes, yes. That is what we are going to be celebrating today. That is the theme of tonight's poems. But if you happen to have a poem that is not on theme and you have signed up, you are more certainly allowed to come and share that poem. Maybe there's something on your heart, something weighing on your soul that you really need to say today in your poem and it's not on theme. We still welcome that. As you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, upcoming themes. Next week is Boss. October 24th is Diwali, Festival of Lights. Excited about that one. After that, Spooky and Horror. It's Halloween. The Monday night online open mic is on Halloween this year, so who knows, maybe I'll dress up just a little bit. Anyway, you can see all of the themes that are coming up for the next 2 months. You can find this and more on my Instagram and Twitter. Give me a follow at Advocate of Words. When you spell words, that's with a Z, because poetic license. I've also got a YouTube page that some of you have taken either several months or years to check out, and I keep getting messages from people being like, I didn't know this was here, this was great. Go check out my YouTube. Not right now, though, because we got some excellent poets who are going to be rocking out. And those poets, I got some rules for you. Please beware. Poets, please turn your camera on. We want to see your beautiful faces. We want to see how expressive you are when you're sharing your words. And most importantly, we want to know if you cleaned your room. So, poets, when I call you, please make sure that you turn your camera on. As well, have your poem ready. If you are going analog style, make sure that your book is turned to the page where your poem is at, or you have the paper, or whatever it is, or the parchment, or the big scroll. Wherever your poem is, make sure you have it ready, or a digital device. Make sure that the file is open so that when we get to you, you can get right into your poem. You have 3 minutes to rock out tonight with your poems, and you got 30 seconds to introduce yourself. In that beginning, instead of you spending 20 seconds looking for your poem, you have it ready. You've got 30 seconds to tell the people where they can find you online. A lot of the poets who visit our online open mics, who are part of our community, who make this what it is, have their hands in a lot of cookie jars, and they're doing a lot of different things. You are going to want to find out what they're doing as well. So, poets, please share your information. You can also rename yourself to include your social media handle within your Zoom name so that people can see it while they're watching it. Even on the replay, people watch it on the replay on Facebook and on YouTube. They don't have access to the Zoom chat. So if you have your social media handle in your name, your Zoom name, that's a great way for them to know where they find you after they fall in love with you and your poem. In terms of censorship, put the kiddies to bed. Some of our poets will be using mommy and daddy language. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. And on a more serious note, some of our poets may be sharing things that are incredibly vulnerable to them and possibly triggering. The founders of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe were big on freedom of speech. This is what we mean, also about creating a safe space, because art is not safe. So I just want to let everyone know our poets are not going to be giving you trigger warnings. They're just going to be giving us the poem. So therefore, here's your trigger warning. Censorship. Make sure, I want you to listen to everything loud and clear, but make sure it's not too loud that your neighbors hear, because who knows? Who knows what we're going to hear tonight? After our poets share their poems, after they have literally and figuratively cut open a main artery in their soul and put it into a poem and shared it with us for our entertainment and inspiration, this message is going to pop up on the screen for those of you on Zoom. Please click that blue button, unmute button, and shower the poets with love. Who cares if your neighbors get pissed off with you being too loud? They should have come and listened to the good poetry that made you get that loud anyway. Our sign-up list for tonight is closed. Sign-ups begin 24 hours before the show on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you would visit nuyorican.org and click Full Events Calendar. After clicking that, you would click on the date you want to sign up for. So Next week is the 17th. And then you would order an artist RSVP ticket, which will place you on the open mic list. The only way to get onto the open mic list is to get the artist RSVP ticket. And that option doesn't become available until Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And the problem is fixed with our sign-up list. I know the last 3 weeks it's been acting a little funky. All is fixed for the Monday and the Thursday night. So 8 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, the open mic list opens. That option for the artist RSVP ticket, that's where you get it if you want to join us. Later on, I'm going to be talking about the Wednesday night poetry slam, which returns this Wednesday. I'm excited to get back onto the stage and to host. And later on, we are going to be talking about the workshop that I'm doing. Oh my God, it is phenomenal. I have been having such a good time. The culture we are building is phenomenal. I'm going to talk about that later because right now we're going to talk about these poets who are here on the list. Now, this list right here, there's actually one person that I need to add in that isn't on this graphic, and that is Jane Spoken Word. Apparently, now listen, I promise you, the open mic list is working. But for some reason, Jane Spoken Word, she had some issues with it when signing up, and she had showed it to me. And of course, she's one of us. So I was like, don't worry, I take care of you. You are on the open mic list. So even though we don't see her name right there, I'm going to post the complete open mic list into the Zoom chat. But before I do, you can see that there are a couple of names that are in a different font color. Those in the white font color, they have been here many times. These are people who are mainstays in the community and have performed recently, whether it was last week or within the past couple of weeks. But the two names I have here, Kyle Reed. I believe Kyle has rocked here before. But it's been a while, or maybe just like once they've rocked. I'm not sure. But welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic, or welcome back, Kyle. And then there is Aliyah Raha, who I believe has been visiting the Thursday Night Online Open Mic, but this will be her first time on the Monday Night Online Open Mic, if I am not mistaken. With that being said, I have been saying a lot. And we have the return. I can't believe I didn't highlight it. The return of Mr. Michael Sindler. Where is Michael Sindler? Shout out to Mr. Ramar Thompson for producing. And Catherine is here. Catherine, when are you going to sign up for the open mic? This woman's poetry is phenomenal. She is in the workshop. She is a tough nut to crack. Let me tell you, her writing is phenomenal. And our workshops, we don't bring our A game, right? We bring our we want to improve upon these poems. We want some feedback. We want to work on these things. Right? And she's phenomenal. Love her. Hi, Captain. Please stick around. But right now, we are going to get to the man with the illustrious hair. Listen. It may be best to not look at your screen while listening to this man's poem because his poetry is phenomenal. I want you to listen to it. But that hair is gorgeous. Michael Sindler has returned to the Monday Night Online Open Mic. I got to see him rock last week on the Thursday Night Online Open Mic, but it is a pleasure to have him here on Mondays. Michael, welcome back. I hope all is well with you. You know the deal. There is a certain website that you would like to mention, and then let's get into your poetry, brother.
Yeah, there is, and it is great to be back. And you'll see I got a couple other things going on. I got a Fire and Dust feature on, I guess, a couple days from now on the 13th, and then I'm doing a feature on Halloween that is actually earlier in the day than this, so you can do both. But I do absolutely want to let everybody know about lighthousewriters.org. that does so many wonderful things. Actually, they're doing the 15th through the 18th. They're doing this queer creatives retreat for teens. And there are just so many incredibly positive things that this organization does. It just fills my heart. As far as Indigenous Peoples Day, I want to say happy, but, until Indigenous people really have all the rights that they should have in our society, I have a really hard time saying happy because there's still so much going on that is so wrong. So let's at least be happy that it's being recognized. That being said, this piece is called John Wayne's Grave, and the epigraph goes, I don't feel we did wrong in taking this great country away from them, if that's what you're asking. Our so-called stealing of this country from them was just a matter of survival. There were great numbers of people who needed new land, and the Indians were selfishly trying to keep it for themselves. John Wayne, Playboy magazine interview, 1971. The grave in which John Wayne resides was stolen from a native tribe. Luisino, Coahuila, Cupino, Guajenos, and Gabrielinos, sorry about pronunciation, were there before the whites arrived and stole their land, their faith, their lives. Chanting praises to Sainted Domingo, the Spanish said, convert or go. The American Treaty of 1848 should, in theory, have improved the state of lives for the indigenous, but promises were less solid than dust. The pledge to protect Indian land rights was broken almost overnight. In 1852, all pretense abandoned, natives were pushed into deserts and canyons. These became the reservations, filled beyond overpopulation, where smallpox and other diseases ran amok and fatalities increased. In 1907, Marion Mitchell Morrison, later to be known as John Wayne, was born in the Iowa town of Winterset, to the Indians' lasting regret. For when, as an adult, the films he made, the worst stereotypes were portrayed. Drunk, bloodthirsty, lying in wait for pioneers, subjects of audiences' hate. This was how the first people were seen, denying the whites their American dream. He was the standard by whom men were measured. He should have instead been tarred and feathered. Okay, thank you all very much. I'm glad to be able to celebrate Indigenous people.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Michael Sindler, y'all.
Yes, Michael.
All right, Michael.
Fire, fire, fire.
Orange feathers out there. Let's go.
Fire.
Duke.
Mr. Michael Sindler, make sure you check out lighthousewriters.org. As we all know who are familiar with Mondays, Michael is in the Witness Protection Program, but he still makes sure to give love to other poetry organizations. And you know that if he is always in it and still celebrating them after all these years, you know you need to go check it out, lighthousewriters.org. I appreciate you, Michael. It is a pleasure to see you once again on the Monday Night Online Open Mic. All right, let's continue on. Next, we are going across the pond, and we are going to my man Lantern Carrier, who is staying up so late to hang out with us, and he just put all of his information into the chat, so you can check that out. Lantern, you know what to do, brother. A pleasure to see you as well. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Sorry I'm not on the theme, but a bit late next time. Love lost and love regained. Long was the journey and difficult the terrain. I lived for eons in the valley of guilt and remorse, my inner lover uninvited, with no one to protect me from destructive tornadoes and huge tsunamis. Sucked into the mundane allure of transient cravings, I was a flame, clouding its own light by the darkness of its smoke. I made friends with illusions and dined with shadows, believing the temporary highs to be my ultimate pleasure. Yet I was unhappy as I walked, my emotions swinging up and down like a Librium pendulum, stabbing my wounds with the red blood of lamentations, frayed nerves, and troublesome desires. I was a glittering Mercedes, concealed in the deep fog of pollution. How I longed to emit the wafts of jasmines, sending out fragrances to lovers. Yet I was in severe pain as the soul bled in the agony of my longing. Alone in my arid desert, I longed for the oasis of my beloved, my heart shedding tears streams of copious tears. She came suddenly like the incandescent moon swallowing the darkness, the shooting stars dancing above the blackness of the night. She was like spring breeze caressing my cheeks, her sweet kisses erasing the scars of my struggle, even while guiding my path with the flame of a lighted lantern. I had tried hard to hold back the tears, still ended up crying like torrential rain, I failed to enjoy this field of challenges until your lips kiss my impediments, even as your smile stroke my sorrows, healing the blockages in a fallen heart. Poverty speaks in the tongues of hunger and deprivation, yet it also cries in the heart of yearning for love. Now sunrise sings to me of splendor, even as sparrows and canaries enchant me with new symphonies, and I cup my hands in gratitude, a once helpless prodigal returning to his celestial home. Staring down the precipice of a life of mistiness and gray clouds, Orion came and sat at my table, even as Saturn stabbed my soul with the blue rays of an effulgent light. Now I find it hard to contain my happiness as the new dawn begins and daybreak sings to me of love. At last, my beloved wears the red roses that I plucked, unraveling the sweet essences flowing from the breath of my soul. She moistens my parched lips, setting me free from a millennia of sorrows. Andromeda glows through the constellations, blending with love in a silent sweetness, even as the sun smiles, transmuting the energy of a deathless flame. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Lantern Carrier, y'all.
Let's go,
Oh, so
Lantern.
beautiful to hear.
Always good to hear you,
Oh,
Lantern.
man.
Always.
Right to the heart.
Love having this man around. Have had the great fortune of getting to meet him at the Monday night at Hybrid. Also, no, actually I did. We have a Monday open mic that goes on here at the cafe as well, simultaneously as we do the online. I got to meet him there as well. And Lantern Carrier is a tall gentleman, let me tell you. Very magnetic personality as well. Thank you, Lantern Carrier. All right, let us keep it moving. Now, oh, shout out to Mia Aguilera. Look at Mia. You look like you are ready for the fall. I love the new picture on your Instagram, by the way, Mia. And also, Mia, I got a lot of love for you, right? Mia didn't get to make Hybrid, right? But I may make Mia feel just a little bit bad right here, right? She's always coming to our events. We love having her here, right? Make sure you know she's from Brooklyn, not Queens, otherwise she'll cut you. But the thing with the Hybrid, I've been telling people, you know, we have our karaoke after party. It's a great thing. Love it. I don't sing, I don't do it, but I told people, if we get 80 people at Hybrid, and that doesn't include staff, 80 people at Hybrid, I will sing during karaoke. This Saturday, we had 79 people. 79. So if Mia had decided to come, I would have sang. But she didn't. Or if Tabitha, who I see her camera's on, if she came, I would have had to sing. But I didn't. But what you did miss, oh my God, my son Letters was there at Hybrid. I got to, you know, hey, he got to hang out with the people. And he rapped to Eminem's, what was it, Lose Yourself, with the First Lady of Monday Nights, Mariella. It was awesome. The two of them were rocking on the stage. It was awesome. So, our next Hybrid, second Saturday of the month. Make sure that if y'all could come, you come. I promise if we get 80 people, I will sing. With that being said, we're not here for music, although the poetry is very musical here. I will say that. Let us now go over to Jersey to Mom Tracy Malcore. Let me unmute this wonderful woman. I am so happy that you keep coming back to Mom. Thank you very much. I don't believe, now if I remember correctly, you don't have social media, or do you?
Just material on YouTube. You know, I do, but I just don't have, you know, if you type in my name, then everything will come up that I have.
All right, y'all better go to YouTube and check this woman out. All right, I'm going to be quiet. The floor is yours.
Well, the poem is not on target, but I'm happy to announce the Newark Public Schools were closed for Indigenous People Day. So I'm glad about that. This is a poem, America, America, and it's a tale of two nations within one. Declarations, demonstrations, aggression, confusion, in a country at odds with itself, to mask up or not, to vaccinate or not, to go back to work or not, has become the lot of the people as discontent marches through the land declaring imminence in a shattered world filled with hearts overcome by stress and resistance to an altered existence. Unknown viruses shroud the earth stealthily, while hostility intensifies, boldly becoming the face of systemic poverty, systemic racism, systemic greed, birthing the seed of exploitation, repressing many of the population in pursuit of the American dreams seemingly lost in a daze. Asylum seekers, pawns in the latest despicable political craze, an attempt to destroy confidence in negotiations and restoration. America, America, which America will it be? Will it be the kind, empathetic, sympathetic one? Souls not afraid to sacrifice and just be nice. Helping hands reaching out to do what they can to alleviate the anguish and the underlying pain that now reigns from coast to coast. The benevolence of many serving hurting humanity in a time of great distress being put to the test. Supporting food pantries throughout the country, seeking ways to build bridges and eradicate hate. Healthcare workers trying to keep the viruses in check, suicide hotlines to address the depressed, individual acts of kindness weaving their way into the good news of the day, leaders pushing to erect new laws that protect those that have been oppressed. Consideration and concern fills the hearts of many in this great nation. America, America, which America will it be? Will it be the one full of deceit, fabrications, and falsehoods? Lies exploding in the sky, raining shards and slivers of animosity, cutting into the minds of the people, splitting compassion into misperception, abolishing caring into chambers of indifference. Homelessness, not my problem. Hunger, not my problem. Healthcare, not my problem. Immigration, not my problem. The January 6th insurrection, not my problem. The land of the free economically disintegrating into a crisis of the haves and the have-nots. The big shots, the big businesses, the rich getting richer while many citizens struggle, toiling to survive. Deception and delusions boiling over everywhere, steaming up the American atmosphere. America, America, which America will it be? Will it be the one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all races, all cultures, all people? Let the angels on high transcribe messages to the inhabitants of the USA to let the world know that God is in control. God is peace. So let all antagonism cease. God is sending truth and mercy to shake the foundation of this country divided from its inception. A tale of two nations within a nation, still struggling to define democracy and equality, money versus empathy in the land of the free, despotic power versus integrity in the land of the free, good versus evil in the land of the free. Stand up and fight, America. Stand up and fight, America. Stand up and fight, America. Let God's light, the light of love, the light of the divine forever shine from sea to shining sea. America, America, which America will it be?
Unmute yourselves and give it up for
yeah.
Tamam.
Wow.
Don't do it, Mom. That's how you drop that on him. Tell him about it.
Yes.
Tamam, Tracy Moncour, make sure that you go look this woman up on YouTube. Thank you so much for your energy and for your poetry. You know, I speak to a lot of people in your international world, and they're always like, you know, why are people so upset with the United States and like Americans upset? It's not only the things I think that America has done, I also think it's that we are sold such a beautiful dream. Like on paper, America is like this great country. And it's like, holy crap, like if this is what we could really achieve, it'd be great. And it just hurts more. And of course, like the things that have happened within this country, things that have happened within this country's name, with the country's taxpayer dollars, you know, it's upsetting. Nonetheless, forget that. Let's go look up Tamam Tracy Moncour. Write this woman's name down because I don't want you to leave yet. Afterwards, you can go look her up on YouTube. Thank you, Tamam. Please do not be a stranger. Continue to return. Love having this woman on. Next coming up is Jeff Cottrell. Yes, we are going across the border, folks. It's time. Let's not talk about America now. Let's talk about the country that we share a border with, Canada. Canada, yes, the most popular border that we share a country with is the Canadian border. Mr. Jeff Cottrell. Jeff, as you can notice this time, I am more interested in you today than in Pinky. Okay, although I miss Pinky. But today, Jeff, it's all about you, brother. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Now let's get into your poetry.
All right, find me online at jeffcottrell.com and Facebook and Twitter and Wattpad, and tell your friends in the UK and even Paris that I'm going to be there for the rest of this month. I am leaving Friday night. I am touring England and then Paris and then Northern Ireland. So I'm going to put the dates and cities in the chat afterwards. So looking forward to that. I don't have anything on the theme, so you're going to have to settle for some new shit. This is called Bobby's Dreams. What I Want to Be When I Grow Up by Bobby, age 8. When I grow up, I want to work in a cubicle. When I grow up, I hope I get to sit in a cubicle for 8 hours every day, looking at a computer screen. I want a small cubicle with a computer, a Garfield calendar, pictures of my family, and maybe a mug with a funny saying on it, like, "Don't you just hate Mondays?" Just like everybody else's cubicle. I hope I get to stay in this job forever and ever, and that the company never promotes me to another job with more money or a private office. I hope all my hard work makes a lot of money for the company, but not very much for me. When I grow up, I want to come home from work every night and eat a TV dinner with my wife and children, and then we watch game shows and sitcoms on TV until it's time for bed. I hope we live in a house that looks just like all the other houses on the block. I want to spend all my free time with my family and never meet other people. I hope the only friends we have are people we know from work and other family members. I hope we never go out anywhere for fun except to company picnics and cartoon movies with the kids. And when we talk about stuff, it'll just be small talk. I only want to talk about the weather and my job and the new TV shows and sports games and the neighborhood gossip. If anybody talks about big ideas, I will call them weird and report them to somebody. When I grow up, I never want to travel to other countries unless it's for work. If I get vacation time from my job, we will just use the vacation time to visit other family members who live in places where we can drive to. I hope I have no desire to learn about other cultures or see new places. When I grow up, I don't want to have any hobbies or passions. I don't want to take any classes or learn any new skills. I will never read another book, and I won't watch any movie that isn't made by Hollywood or doesn't follow a strict formula. I will avoid anything that has subtitles except Star Wars. When I grow up, I will always vote for the people that everybody else I know is voting for in elections. I hope I don't take the time to read about the candidates and their ideas. When people ask me what I think about issues, I will just repeat all the points that everybody else I know is saying and nod and smile. I will never ask questions about anything or talk about things that don't make sense if you think about them too much. When I grow up, I want to go to church every Sunday morning and wear a nice suit. I hope I believe everything the minister says and never ask questions. And I hope I think I am better than the people who don't go to church. I will also punish my kids if they listen to loud rock music or read any books with bad words in them. That is what I want to be when I grow up. Teacher's note. A+, beautifully written and imagined, Bobby. I know your dreams will come true. Thank you. That was new shit called Bobby's Dreams.
Give it up for
I
Bobby's
hope
dreams.
when I wake up, I will be able
Yo,
to
Jeff.
be like Jeff
Let's go,
Cottrell.
Bobby's dream. Have a great tour, man.
Yeah.
Bobby's Dreams by Jeff Concho. Here we go. I thought I was like, hey, we're going across the border to Canada. We're not going to hear another poem about what it's like to live here in America and to be raised here in America. And here we go. Tamam has just inspired Jeff, who's Canadian, okay? Jeff Concho, make sure you check out his website, jeffconcho.com. This dude is incredibly hilarious. And if I'm not mistaken, you're also going to Spoken Word Paris, correct, Jeff? A thumbs up. Yep, thumbs up. We got friends out in Spoken Word Paris. They have done work here with us at the Near Econ Poets Cafe. Fantastic group of people out there. Marielle has actually been over to Spoken Word Paris quite a few times, so they're awesome out there. Have a good time, Jeff. We appreciate you. Hey, listen, Jeff. If Lantern Carrier is in the UK and he could join us on Mondays, then so can you still, all right? All right, Jeff, I just want you to know that. Don't give me that smile, Jeff. You better do it, all right? We want to see you here. Have a good trip, brother. All right, let us return to stateside. In fact, let's get really close to home. Let's get really close to the Near Econ Poets Cafe. Let us go with a true Low East Sider, the OG, the man who has more say to this open mic than I do, and that is the Jedi Master, Paul Skiff. Paul, as time goes on, we keep having, I feel like, new names for you. Your name has gone from like Paul Skiff, and then there's like so many other names. We're going to need like 3 minutes to just share all the names. Instead of that, just let the folks know where they can find you online, brother, and then let's get into your fire. A pleasure to have you as always.
Thanks again, Advocate. I'm just at Skiffgram on the IG. I'm not on theme, but I do want to acknowledge that I live, work, and benefit from being on the lands of the Munsee Lenape, and I do try to honor their sacred connections to this earth by resisting the further bad things that can be done to this neighborhood. So, not on theme. Here we go. The tornado house splitting at seams could be a duplicate me, and detached similarity from dislike for social stupidity. Predatory peer group stripped the individual's promise. The nude pledge cannot wake up from its dream of pressure, where superstition flaunts its religiously notorious magnetism. How many minds are stuck to the force of believing? I made a cake to interpret your body. Mouthfuls of melting cinnamon chocolate chant the translation. I can rise above a boredom shaped from every day. I got locked in the thunderstorm. The water wrinkled my leisure. I am never worried, and right now wants to be different. If I let that happen, next will come last. So give me the scandalous secret I see you hide. What comes to suck my blood cannot see me. My bed has a wonderful voice. So does the door on the refrigerator. And the light bulb is particularly melodious. The room's jabber calls the leech's bluff. I have glowing lava in my head. I'm 3 times visible, but in between only once. I made this cake on the sexiness. A superhero, her erotic appeal came from a contractual agreement. Car driver germs do not mention antiseptic deadlines. A ruthless hate cheerleader had no head between her ears. In his mind, Senator Scamocrat strangled a headline. There is no law against wanting one to be argued out loud. Hard people stand in the cold of thinking nothing is better. Promise of a generation likes to externalize the smirk of conniving. Beauty and love don't make you safe from being no different. Who is more rich, has a nap in futility's purpose. Why can't I run faster than time drips down the side of your mouth, traveling light through this world to mingle with dust in the sunbeam. When sun hangs just below horizon, I procrastinate, deciding to repeat how all the sleep for yesterday was lost, because the question of when is reluctant to request a new toy and stir my ingredients to talk mortality. May tongues no longer wag idiocy, since wisdom is always noticed. Effort has chosen another way out of practicality. Despite belief's best efforts, fate did not stop being a human guess. I love my life, the way forgiving smiles. Years-long arrival from the sorrow trip survival. One is many times the thrive joy awakening. There is no need for antagonism, but I hope it makes you feel better. A street noise song says me. For the sound of sun rising, a street noise song says me. For the sound of sun rising, no property, no car, no debt, no dependence, no social traces, no more possessions than what can be thrown out in 2 trips down the stairway. Traveling light through this world, traveling light through this world. Traveling light through this world to mingle with dust in the sunbeam.
Unmute yourselves. Let's give some energy to Paul Skiff.
Always.
Whoa.
That
Yeah.
master never ceases to amaze, man. That dude is always on point, man. Love to hear you, Skip. Well,
There is a musicality to this man, Mr. Paul Skiff. Make sure that you go check him out on Instagram, Skiffgram. You can also check out his website, paulskiff.com. Paul, it's always a pleasure to have you on. This is what we talk about. We go into the skip first. There's just something about it that feels very different than the open. It feels like we leave the open mic and then we come back in. Paul Skiff, true Lower East Sider. We love you, brother. Hope all is well with you. I want to give a shout out to some people who are not on the open mic list but have come to hang out with us, and I see them giving love, like Cynthia JB. I don't know who you are, Cynthia, but I hope you're having a good time. We see you giving love. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. Shout out to Mr. Paul Conqueso, who is our host of the karaoke after party. This dude did listen, he's in the gym right now, right? He'd only been going to the gym because of his Halloween costumes. He was up there looking like Nightwing on stage at one point. He started off as Michael Jackson. It was fantastic. Appreciate you, Paul. Second Saturday of the month, right after Hybrid, is karaoke hosted by this man. Make sure that y'all come check it out. Also not on the open mic list, but is a mainstay, Mr. Alexander Goldberg, who Little Birdie says will be in New York at the beginning of next month. Looking forward to meeting him. He's representing the West Coast, the left coast, as I like to shout out. Shout out to Holly Googe as well. Holly, we had 79 people at Hybrid. If you had come, I would have been made to sing. Where were you, girl? I hope all is well with you. We always miss you when you're not here. There's a lot of people who signed up, who didn't sign up, but are here. Also, like I mentioned earlier, Mr. Elemental. Elemental is incredibly obnoxiously loud with his comments after every poem. That's why if you go back to YouTube and you want to see if the love you were given to another poet was heard, and it wasn't, it was because Elemental is always loud. He's always the first to give love. Appreciate you, brother. Also, I see Gustav Salas is in the Zoom building. We've gotten to meet him in person as well. He is down in Florida. Gustav, I don't know exactly where you are in Florida, but I hope you are okay down there. I don't know, if you got, I know some parts of Florida didn't get hit, so I hope that you are okay down there. Man, let me tell you, y'all, freaking Mother Nature is something else. Puerto Rico getting hit, Florida getting hit. Not only that, but also on the other side of the world, on the other side of the hemisphere, I know the Philippines had gotten hit not too long ago. So, it always feels like every day we got to be sending our love and strength to everyone. So, Gustav, I'm glad to see you here. And also, we have a ton of names here that I don't even know about. I will get into them later, but I do know Marsha Rivera. What's up, Marsha Rivera? All right. I see the Withdrawn. Oh my God, Letters was at Hybrid. And the Withdrawn read a very withdrawn poem. It's something else, yeah. Love this man, the Withdrawn, all the way up in Buffalo right now. All right, let us get back into the poetry. I'll be shouting out other people who have come to join and hang out with us, including all these names that I don't know, but I'll be shouting them out because we are a community of connoisseurs, not just sharing our poetry, but listening. And right now we're about to listen to someone else, someone we like to call Honey Lung, and that is Tanish Core. Tanish was supposed to perform last week on our open mic. Life happened. I don't know what it is. I hope all is well with Tanish. But she is back. She's got her hands in a few cookie jars as well. Tanish, let the good folks know where they can find you online, what you got going on, and then let's get into your fire, sis. Good to see you.
Nice to see you too. It's tanishcantos.com, Tanish Cantos on IG, and also YouTube now. And I have an old one I wanted to sort of call attention to, give a native rights and land acknowledgement to Ohlone, Ramaytush Ohlone people in San Francisco. This is an old one. And then I have a new one that's new shit. Legacy of bliss and ignorance. Womanhood is sacred. Tonight I see stars for the first time in this foggy city now fogless, and the gentle nudge of the coaxing wind against my right cheek confirms. moves my head to the left when I ask the sky. If you're the right amount of nearsighted, they look like paper dangling from strings of different lengths when the invisible clouds pass over or under. I know they're stars because of how they twinkle, the gentle gleam of the native women taken back up and the stories they tell, suspended from bliss above this blood-stained soil. They warn us of the work we have yet to do. Are we blind? Or we forget to look up, and on those endless nights of fog, we sit with cataracts of forsaken ignorance. It clouds us, our vision, to their light, the path to justice, straight up and down, must be enough if we can get the fog on our side and shape it into a foghorn. And then this second and last piece is the revolution is female. It's gonna be rough. There's no time like now to pull a nala, gripping. Sorry. There's no time like now to pull a nala through Kashmiri mothers, hands gripping Kashmiri dhoti, stretching from the silvars of Chandigarh, Punjabi women's hands, to San Francisco, the fabric stretching through Russian jail cells, Hello Pussy Riot, down to Iran through Persian women's thumbs and indexes, hijabs flowing like bed sheets into an ivory comforter, down to South Africa, across the Atlantic, stitching into sheared baby alpaca sweaters, over Latin America to Peru. Warming Argentina's and Chile's tortured women, past and present, and their missing young, threading beads into leather over Canadian and US and Guatemalan Native women, through the fallen students of Ayotzinapa to San Francisco, where I contemplate my existence with how to make Indian pigments and whether to buy handmade Jaipur paper while in a silk sari, sitting in a stolen China teacup, simmering like spicy cinnamon, like stolen Indian tea in mysterious Dasani water. I'll have to come back and do that one for real. Thanks, guys.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Tanish Cord.
All right.
I love your voice, Tanish.
Oh, since we've heard you, don't be a stranger. Love hearing your work.
Got it.
Tanish Cord, and yes, we love her voice. That is why we call her Honey Lung. All right, even with her, like you said, she's fumbling in her second poem. It still sounded better than like me knowing my poem so well. I wish I had Tanisha's voice. It's so lovely. Also, she's, like I said, fantastic poet. She's got her hands in quite a few cookie jars as well, doing stuff on Instagram, being a teacher. Make sure that you go and you give this woman a follow. Check out her website. Tanisha, it is a pleasure to see you as always, sis. Tanisha, you need to come to New York City. All right, you need to come hang out. I cannot wait for you to get to the New Rican Poets Cafe. I cannot wait. All right, let us keep it moving on now. Now, I know Propaganda Poet is supposed to be next, but I'm going to skip Propaganda real quick, come back to him, because there is someone here. Oh, Propaganda Poet is out in San Diego, and he is in it looks like a convertible or something. Like, San Diego looks good on you, brother. It looks good on you. We're going to get to him in a second, because I want to get to Tree. Tree, are you there? Tree, I can't believe I didn't highlight her name in the very beginning, all right? Because this woman has been here like since day one. She has disappeared on us and then come back and then disappear. And in fact, the first time that I got to do a video commercial for the New Rican Poets Cafe, not only was Tree in it, but her son was in it as well. There she is, and you're not in the hallway.
Not in the hallway.
Tree, We hear you loud and clear. We miss you. I can't wait for you to come to the New York. You are in the Bronx. Second Saturday of every month is hybrid. We need you here, okay? And like, I hope things are good. You are popping on camera right now, sis. You are glowing. I'm loving the hair and the smile. You're looking good. Let the folks know where they can find you online, and then let's get to your fire. Welcome back. Welcome back home.
Y'all don't even know. I promise y'all don't even know. My heart is like, I try all the time, you know, life gets in the way, but nonetheless, I'm here and I plan to be here consistently. Just like Advocate said, listen, Nuyorican is in my heart, right? And the piece that I'm gonna do is actually one that I debuted when I was living in Co-op City, sitting on my steps, trying to get signal. I was like, we're gonna do this. So I'm gonna do this one. I love y'all so much. Y'all don't even know. I spoke to Paul Conqueso the other day, and I'm gonna be here on a Saturday too. I just gotta get it together. I'm getting it together, y'all. All right, so this is called Hypoethnically Speaking, and it is in dedication to Black Americans everywhere. Oh man, and also in celebration of one of my very favorite books, Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I am fluent in both English and Ebonics. And while some believe that type of bilinguality isn't justifiable to be placed on a resume, I believe it to be as classifiable as my ability to revelate. For just as my years of ballet training produced a skill set of will, persistence, and practice, the tactics used by my ancestors to revolutionize their repertoire show much skill through these seemingly uncouth babbles of Blackness. Through Ebonics, we see that while some claim captive Africans were docile, they in fact staged revolutionary revolts. And the evolutionary result of the rebellion is heard when my highest truth is represented by, yo, my bond is my word. Or when I say, she stay bugging, in lieu of, that girl is absurd. These terms a way to show we are powerful despite the stereotypes used to boombox us into herds, though feet and hands were shackled. My people made a way of escape through saliva, teeth, and tongue, and decided they would not just become soulless workers, but instead uplifted their spirits by establishing the boldest merger, linking their present strife to the memories of the former life they nurtured, envisioning a future bright, illuminated through music, dance, and the new Black American murmur. Rejected the lessons of a colonized vision, and instead classically conditioned their children to reposition themselves as the anti-Pavlov's dog, not blindly bogged into submission, but defiant even in the way they'd speak. Non-compliance tucked carefully in the spaces of their teeth, they spoke life into once dry savannas. Through faith commanded movement from stubborn mountain peaks and hummed spirituals that created pseudo-Niger rivers out of dripping rooftop leaks. They used their created diction to teach, to pray, to praise, and to reach out to one another. To boldly say to their white brothers, we're entitled to own this land even without a contract lease. For though our claims to civilization don't follow your present perfect rules, we've crafted tools, created schools, and defied your characterization of us as fools. A mass of people with different languages were united through bondage, showed that they were principal water dancers and superintendents of tectonics because they tamed the land they landed on, made homes to stand upon it. They tilled the farmhand, they tilled the farmland, became the farmhands, all while memorizing Shakespearean sonnets. They made lift every voice and sing a song of grace, an anthem to show our nationality is equal. A tune we belt out in light of being laced at ball games, barbecues, or churches topped with steeples, a reminder that we matter too. Not hypoethnically speaking, our rights are as legal, for while our oppressors limited us to just a race, we made ourselves into a people. Thank you, New York. I love y'all.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Tree.
Say I love y'all. I love y'all.
Tree representing the VX. Sis, welcome back. Loving the fire. Loving the fire. Can't wait to get you here at the New York. Tree, make sure y'all give her a follow. Tree, put your info into the chat. All poets, I can't believe I haven't been saying it all night. Make sure that you check the chat, because while you're performing, people are talking, or you can go in there and you can talk about other people's poems. We're going to hear from Ron Bremner soon, but Ron has used the chat before to drop his poems. Before we got to hear his voice on Mondays, we saw his text here in the chat. So make sure that y'all have the chat open so you can see what the people are saying about you, all them nice things. All right, so right before we're about to get to Propaganda Poet, again, I swear, two things I got to do though. One, I can't believe I had said, Tanish, we got to get you to New York like she hadn't been here before. She had been here before, and they've gone out drinking with her too as well. I remember that. And Mariella was like, you do remember that? I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. So Tanish, there's not that you need to come out here for the first time. You need to come out here again. It's been too long, all right? That's number one. Number two, before we get to Propaganda and his top-down car, we heard some other car run by. I think they're trying to race him. He's like, no. My spot on the Monday night is about to come up, man. I want to introduce our producer for tonight, Mr. Ron Mark Thompson, who does so much work behind the scenes. Ron, I want you to let the people know what you got going on, brother, because I know you got your hands in a bunch of cookie jars yourself.
Well, thank you. I wish I would have that much music going on like you in the background, because Advocate is actually inside the New York Poets Cafe, where an on-site open mic is going on right above him on the main floor. So that sounds like fun. But yes, I am Ron Mark Thompson. I'm your friendly tech assistant in the background here. And I also work a few other events at the New York Poets Cafe. You can find me at Ron Mark Thompson on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also my organization Bronx Art and Fun Up at BXAFH. I will put that in the chat, but I always, even with my organization, I always recommend other programs by other organizations, other things that are going on in the community, because that's just who I am. And also this week I am not hosting one of my own programs, so it's always a pleasure to shout out others. I'm actually going to FUMFA live this weekend. This Friday. I will put that in the chat. That's in Connecticut. But also let me remind everyone, the New York Poets Cafe is not only online open mics or in-person hybrid or karaoke, but we have lots of other programs coming on. If you check our calendar, what I just put in the chat, you will see that, for example, this Saturday there is a book launch coming up with a writer who will be talking about her book, and a stage play in the evening as well. So check us out if you can. Always something for everyone. On that note, let's go to Propaganda Poet, who some of us got to meet in person a few months ago. But I also want to give you huge kudos, Propaganda, for the event that you did a few weeks ago with your college, which is let me get that right, it's the San Diego Miramar College. That is correct? Okay. And you had both Advocate of Wordz, our programs manager, and the executive director, La Brua, featured. And what a powerful, program that was. Thank you so much, Propaganda, for what you do, and for teaching at San Diego from all the way the other coast. Propaganda, please let everyone know where we can follow you, where we can see other great events, and then the floor is all yours. Go ahead.
It was amazing, and it's online. There's a link to it. If you go to my YouTube and go to Hearing Marginalized Voices Through Poetry, you can see, and you'll want to watch it again and again and again. It was amazing. And so I am supposed to be teaching tonight, but I'm playing hooky because it's Indigenous Peoples Day. And I celebrated by going to a tribal-owned dispensary where they grow and homemade everything right there, and all the money goes to the tribe. And it was an amazing thing to see. Fuck casinos, man. Like, yes, dispensaries, that's the way in the future. So I I'm going to go ahead and I'll put my link tree in. I got a new book out. I got book release shows happening online and in person. So go ahead and check out my link tree. I'll put it in after I'm done with this. So without further ado, colonized, victimized, brutalized, abused, systemized, computerized, lobotomized, confused. I am bored of regents making their decisions from up on high for the good of us all when they're too damn lazy or just plain scared to come on down and be the next contestants on Find Out Who the Fuck We Actually Are. Native American Indian History 101 is written in declining statistics from 100 to 0.5%. Our population is a lesson in subtraction, division, and improper fractions. And if you look around the rest of the world, you will find a standard method of operations. Now, this seems to bother people a lot less than it did back in the ever romanticized 60s when they were all about rewriting history before they just fell to the complacency of cruising around in their Teslas and spooning out tax-deductible pity. Well, you have got to be shitting me, so I'm about to step on this box and soap up my lungs, and with any luck, I'll have you speaking in tongues or at least brainstorming possible solutions to this improbable equation that lead to something other than just race, class, and gender subdivisions. Computerized, systemized, lobotomized, contrived, colonized, victimized, brutalized, survived. Since 1492, when that killer Columbus sailed the ocean blue, people have been running for their lives, from boot heels, running from guns and knives. Well, maybe if they'd had the respect of Eric the Red, 3/4 of our people wouldn't have been left for dead. Labeling this a new world is just fucking tragic. For 100,000 years, the people have danced in its magic, and finally we find a way to start exposing your false and oppressive way, and you think that you can shut us up with Indigenous Peoples Day? Well, maybe if you had the respect of Eric the Red, 3/4 of my people wouldn't be drinking themselves dead. Using alcohol, and you cloud our awareness with alcohol and pills so that you can try to offer a mountain of scrap paper for the Black Hills. What will it take for a closed mind to understand land doesn't belong to people? People belong to land. Thank you for listening. Thank you for encouraging my behavior. Thank you all for being who you are and doing what you do. You make the world a better place, and Lord knows the world needs to be a better place right now. Thank you all.
All right, and let's everyone please thank Propaganda. What a power.
Propaganda poet.
Yeah.
Love that.
Fire.
Fire. Yes.
Yes.
Fire indeed. If you had an actual mic in your hand, that would be worth a mic drop at the end, right? Because that was powerful. Yes, I am so glad that most of us don't call it Columbus Day anymore. They should officially rename it. I know some states renamed it. So thank you, Propaganda. So powerful, so powerful. Great. I'm so glad we heard from you. Okay, coming up next was supposed to be Unmesh. Unmesh, if you're listening or watching us online on one of the live streams or YouTube or Facebook, come on over to Zoom if you can. But what we're going to do, we're going to then instead go to my namesake, Ron. I don't know if your middle name is Mark like mine. You can keep that a mystery. But I do know that, you show up as many times as I hope, but you do sign up a lot more and to perform. I'm going to try to sign up more, hopefully next week when there is another theme. I'm trying to unmute you, but here we go. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't take first. Can we let's do a mic check. Can we hear you, Ron?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Perfect. All right, so Ron, besides being my namesake, please reintroduce yourself to everyone, where we can follow you, and then the floor is all yours. Go ahead.
Okay, actually, I'd like to plug the 15th annual Red Wheelbarrow Journal. It's the 15th anniversary. It's 322 pages, 100 poets. Many of the very best poets I know. There's surrealism, realism, formal, Dada, anything you want is in that. Plus, there's a 20-page retrospective on the career of some guy named Bremner. So it's out there. I'll put the link in the chat. But tonight, I would like to do a poem about one specific indigenous person, Sacagawea. Sacagawea smells the stones, feels the earth, tastes the sky. She knows the waters that coldly kiss her feet. Her touch is magic. Trees bend and split for her path. Her eyes see through trails through the bush that the white man can't. So he follows with trust and obedience. Shoshone born, stolen by the Hidatsa at age 12, sold to a white trapper who took her as his wife. With husband and pregnant, joined Lewis and Clark at only 16 years old, became their guide, their translator, their protector. Then, baby at breast, she led the way in canoe and on foot to make the Louisiana Purchase more than a fantasy. An equal vote in Lewis and Clark decisions, decades before female suffrage in America. One small woman, a towering presence among hulking men. Sacagawea smelled the stones, felt the earth, tasted the sky. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Mr. Ron Bremner, y'all.
Yes.
Yo,
Yes.
appreciate you for bringing that. Powerful, powerful.
Mr. Ron Bremner, make sure you put your info into the chat, brother, so that the people know. I know you had said you talked about you're going to post a link. Please make sure you put that in there, Mr. Ron Bremner. You know, Ron used to come and just hang out and listen to the poems, and every now and then he put the, some verses into the chat. So I'm happy to see that he signs up. We get to hear his voice and his poetry. Thank you, Mr. Ron Bremner, a mainstay member of this community. He's not an outlier anymore. He is a mainstay member of this community. And of course, shout out to Mr. Propaganda Poet. And I'd like everyone to unmute themselves now to give love to Mr. Ron Mark Thompson, our producer tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, RMT. RMT. You ain't done with RMT. You ain't done with me.
Ron, Mark.
Hola.
Love people, love him, Mr. Ron Mark Thompson. Shout out to Poeta, who I see who joined us not too long ago. He rocked Ria Hybrid. Shout out also to Zonconto, who I saw join us coming in. Who else is here? There are a lot of names I don't know, like Michael Harris. I don't know who you are, but shout out to you. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I do know Claudia. What's up, Claudia? I hope all is well with you, sis. She came and performed at Hybrid as well. Bella Miller, I don't know who you are, but I like your avatar. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Jenna Brackman, Jenna Brackman. I don't know who you are, but I hope you're enjoying yourself. Maggie Forbes, Khalib, Shia, Zui, I hope I'm saying her name right. Zui or Zawai Zhao, Anadia. We have a lot of people I don't know. I do know Terry Rose Jurtson, who's checking us out. I don't know who Clara is. Diego Caballero Casanova. What a name that is, Diego. Your parents did you right by naming you that. Shout out to you. I hope you are enjoying yourself. Denisha is here, as always, showing love in the back, listening to us. She actually closed us out last week with the Good Night Sweet Poet poem. Thank you, Denisha. I hope all is well with you. All right. And Doug Silver. Doug Silver, what's going on? Professor Platinum in the building here, checking us out. Appreciate you as well as always, brother. He is always here. When he's on the open mic list or not, I appreciate you. All right, y'all. Let's keep it moving forward, and we going with a badass woman. A badass poet who's literally not too far down from the New York Poets Cafe. Another true Low East Sider. Many times during the day when I'm at the New York and I need to step out for a fresher breath, a breath of fresh air. Did I say that right? I think I did. I will run into this woman, and that is Jane Spoken Word. Jane, it is good to see you as always, sis. Let the folks know where they can find you online, and then let's get into your fire.
On IG, I'm Jane Spoken Word, and janespokenword.com is my website. So I wrote this piece today to honor my ancestors. Great mystery, Kankashila, whose voice whispers to me in the wind. I welcome the strength and wisdom gifted to me. As I walk in the beauty of sunsets, grant me the knowledge and the strength to live my true spirit. I walk with Mother Earth beneath my feet. Visions cloud my eyes. I live with the fire that ignites my soul. Walking the red road, I journey with my spirit guides to dance life's dance from whom I once was to whom I am becoming. I am a messenger, bringing the power of love as gifted by Grandmother Moon and Mother Earth. I change, I grow. My eyes, my heart, my soul sings the song of strength and unity. I am one in the circle of humans that create the sacred hoop. I walk my journey alone, but alongside the many that travel the red road. My brothers, my sisters, we are the colors of the family of life, living Mother Earth's design. Our universal song resonates with the sun, the earth, the moon, the stone people, the plant people, the four-legged, the two-legged, the winged, the finned, the furred, and those that creep and crawl. We are meant to live forever in the beauty of the circle of love. Mitakuyesin, Pilamayaye.
Unmute yourself and make some noise for Jane's spoken word.
The Stone people to come on. JSW. This is a monster, man. Legend.
Very much so, Jane, spoken word. Make sure you give this woman a follow. As I said, a true Lower East Sider. Jane, a pleasure to see you as always. There's a lot of talent that runs in her family with her husband and with her son. But if you want to know more about that, if you're curious about that, you're going to have to give her a follow and go check her out. Jane, spoken word mainstay member of this community. Okay, I know we've had a few people join us a little bit late, and usually I do this in the middle. This is the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. If you'd like to join us, the Zoom number is on the screen, 279-995-364. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. As I said, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. Of course, you can give me a follow. Check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. Advocate of Wordz. When you spell words, that's with a Z, because what? Hip-hop, the Bronx. All right, our sign-up list is closed. Sign-ups open up 24 hours before the show on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you would go to our website, neweurekan.org, and click full events calendar. From there, you would click on the date you want to sign up for. Next week is October 17th. And then you would get yourself an artist RSVP ticket. It is for free, and that is the only way you can get onto the open mic list. And that option doesn't open up until Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. This Wednesday, the Slam is back. The Wednesday Night Poetry Slam. I have been having a ball hosting this Wednesday Night Slam. The winner of the Wednesday Night Slam gets to go to our Friday Night Slam, and the winner of the Friday Night Slam is going to be invited into the tournament to become the Grand Slam champion. So that means in order for whoever is going to be Grand Slam champion of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, they got to come through to the Wednesday Night Poetry Slam first. It's every Wednesday except the first Wednesday of the month at 8 p.m. Doors open at 8. Anyone can sign up. You got 3 minutes to rock out. All styles and languages are welcome. We have such a good time at the Wednesday Night Poetry Slam. I'd also like to make you aware, if you're not already aware, of the Let's Write a Book of Poems workshop every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. We do it hybrid style. I know it's 6 to 8, but God, last night we went to 9, and we got cut off because the New Eurekan Poets Cafe board members needed to use the Zoom to start a meeting, and I wasn't aware of it, and we're only supposed to go 2 hours. We were going 3. If they had not cut us off, we may have gone another hour. This workshop is so phenomenal, and the community we've built and the culture that we have built, everyone is breaking down everyone else's poems. So like I love the quality of the people that we have there, because as I said, we really get into the skinny of it. It's not just a generative writing workshop, which is fantastic. I'm not knocking them at all, right? So like, it's not just, hey, come here and you're gonna write a poem. Like, we really get into the meat and bones of poetry. We get into theories. We disagree on each other's poems about like, well, I think this part should be changed. And then someone will come say, well, no, I actually like that part. That's one of my favorite parts. It is a beautiful thing that is taking place right now. We've been doing editing. We're about to get back into our writing sessions. We're going to go about another 5-6 weeks of writing. Then we're going to go another 2-3 weeks of editing. It is great. Even I am learning things, and I'm the facilitator. What the hell is going on? Every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. You can find it on nuyorican.org. So the music's getting louder upstairs, which means we better go to our next poet. And our next poet, actually, usually on Thursdays, they sing us a tune, and I love when he gets to sing a tune. But on Mondays, he is the bard amongst poets, Mr. Tessasomo. Brother, a pleasure to have you. As always, let the good folks know where they can find you online, and then the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Advocate. Folks can catch me on Instagram under Gashes 2019. I'm gonna go for about 3 minutes, so I'm gonna take up my time quick. So, radical rabies. I'm not Juan Colorado, nor el aventurero, not even Yorcuaco, el huracán. We're Pochteca border bandits perverting the master's language with our counter discourse, street corner discord dealers, the perverts undermining, dismantling, sex-exploding, the discontinuous terrains formed by a history of exclusion and dispossession. Chicanx must be more than a non-existent function, a surplus of the symbolic, more than imposters over our reality. This is our counter discourse against the grain of oppression, against mastery, against prestige, against expertise, against categorical stereotype enforcers, against the gatekeepers with assumed agency as tools of history and normative dominant signifiers. This is not performative Les Miserables, not teatro campesino of the embodied self, no rascuache payasadas of solidarity performative agency struggling to gild the overlord's pathos. While we play possum, the oppressed, and subaltern as praxis maneuvers to theorize the futility of politics of empowerment, the hermeneutic grids that we inflect our pinche polyglossia, es mi pinche power, putos. Marginality saddles us between the old and the pomo, deploying operative pluralist utopias against radical heterotopias via the logic of exclusion in the former and singularity in the latter. Liberal pluralism co-ops. Pomo uses marginal for his or her own subversive potential. While you feel you have excluded us from the sleepy lagoon postmodern party with existent insistence of inclusion via lexical differences, we continue to highlight the highly discontinuous textured terrains of cultural production. The Pomo party of alterity renders invisible the social mediation and neutralizes our social critical potential. The albañiles, like manual labor, ladrillo after ladrillo, constructing identity, cultural community against the Pomo cartography. We are all rucos. We know the Janus, head payaso, smile now, cry later strategies that simply appropriate, remarginalize the oppressed, chavaleándolos como subjects that form the social historical margin. When our continued existence are real infringes the good housekeeping and maintenance of your fantasy trauma, we can finally do away with the allegorical staging of your benevolent sadism between our marginality and the master complex and ties jouissance of surplus signifiers etched, sketched on our ramflas. Don't misunderstand. This is not a case of naive reductionist search for the effective psychological foundation of artistic fiction. We are hopscotching predatory paradoxical impulses towards revolutionary deconstruction and towards hard-won production of meaning that disrupts social roles, aids, and precludes gentification. I'll stop there.
Mute yourselves. Give it up for Mr. Tessa Somo.
Another of his comic
What just
masterpieces.
happened?
Man, I only need like a handful
Oh my
of
God.
credit. This cat's gonna give me my master's. I'm telling you.
Make sure that you go give Mr. Tessa Somo a follow, then slide into his DMs and give your mailing address so he can send you your diploma. Because you deserve a PhD after listening to this man's poetry. We like to call it the Tez Talk. Mr. Tessa Somo Gashes 2019. Make sure you go look him up, give him a follow. A mainstay member of this community. And this man is also a farmer, so he is strong as hell. Listen, I got a ton of respect for farmers. I've worked for them. A ton of respect. Hard-working people. So I appreciate that this man is a hard-working person with the body and with the mind as well. Go give this dude a follow. And we have our open mics on Thursdays at 9 p.m. It is hosted by the wonderful Ray Jane. We affectionately call it like Thursday Therapies because Monday is the circus. Y'all need to go check that out. And on Thursdays, you'll get to hear this man play his guitar and sing. Mr. Tessa Somo, appreciate you as always, brother. All right, let's keep it moving. We going from the left coast to the right coast to the Bronx to Tabitha. Tabitha, a mainstay member of this community, also a person who frequents the workshop and is killing it. She's not only killing it with her feedback and the discussions, but with the poetry she is sharing. Tabitha, let the good folks know where they can find you online, and then the floor is yours, sis.
Hey, I'm Tabs 001 on Instagram. I want to give a shout out to La Bruja on her Emmy. I'm a few days late to the Instagram because, I haven't really been on, but much love and respect. And shout out to my indigenous people. This theme, I'm not on theme today, my bad. I started writing this in Advocates poetry class yesterday. I took some notes, rearranged some shit, and I'm still working on it. Here we go. Torn pages. Stored in a clear bin covered in old writings. These feelings have caused my own destruction. Circling streets I know too well. Eyes falling over the nights of my writings. Mira esa. I can't believe she's still with him. My name becoming the laugh hidden behind the towel on each corner. A glass heart pressed against a broken window has framed me. Holding me twice while he fucks on her. All these nights alone changed me. Losing a part of myself each and every time. 2 inches too short, move legs in a direction your little dick has yet to reach. Emptying my voids, embarrassing me each and every time they unzip you. Grabbing on to what no one can feel. Inside I blame me. Thinking all the wrong numbers count. Just another thing I swept besides concrete. I now store the thoughts of you and I no more. Married to the thought of letting you go, and peace.
Woo! Give it up for Tabitha!
That was fire.
Don't
Fire,
do
fire,
that.
fire.
Ooh.
Yes. Beautiful.
Oh, with you.
Respect. Oh.
That was so fire. You made Claudia turn her camera on. You see that? And we know how like Co-op City got issues with the internet connections because Tree just let us know. But Claudia was like, hell's no, this woman needs to see our voice. Tabitha, make sure that you go give this woman a follow, a gem in this community, a mainstay member. Thank you, Tabs. Love it, love it. Yes, we got to hear that poem before, and we all had our say in it. We all got to discuss it. That's the thing that we don't really get to do at open mics, right? We give each other love, but we don't really get to talk about each other's poems in depth. That's why I keep saying, go follow each other, go get to speak with each other, or come to the writing workshops we're doing because we're setting up that type of culture. Go give Tabitha a follow. Also, shout out, I can't believe I didn't shout her out before, or at least I don't think I did, but if I did, I'm gonna shout her out again. Deadpan Lizzie is here. She's not on the list. I see her giving love. The Beanie God. Shout out to you, Elizabeth. If I didn't mention you before, I'm so sorry that I just saw you now. Gotta make sure that I give her love as well. All right, let's keep it moving. So Rich Glennon is supposed to be next, okay? Rich Glennon is supposed to be next. I want to show you, he's not here. I want to show you the gall that this man had in the email he sent me on why he can't be here. All right, listen. Here's his email. Hi, advocate. Sorry for the late notice. It was late, an hour before the show. Hi, advocate. Sorry for the late notice, but I can't make it tonight. We had the second baby. I don't know what I was thinking signing up for tonight. Too ambitious, Rich Glennon. Well, I want to say to you, Rich Glennon, you and your wife need to get your priorities in order, all right? Monday nights, you are with me, all right? Monday night, you are with me. No telling me late that you are going to not be making it. Jesus Christmas. Shout out to Rich Glennon and his wife and his family who has grown. We got to know Rich before he was a daddy. We've gotten to know Rich while he was a daddy of one, and now he is a daddy of two. Rich, we are happy for you on behalf of the Monday Night Online Open Mic community and the New Rican Poets Cafe community at large. Congratulations, brother. We love you. I'm sorry that you're missing tonight, but it's totally acceptable. You did not have to send me an email. You didn't, but I appreciate it. Congratulations, brother. So with that being said, let us keep it moving forward. And if any of you send me an endearing email like that, you best believe I'm going to shout it out in public and put it on Front Street. That being said, let's go to Christy Scribbles. Christy Scribbles, who got to rock at Hybrid via the Zoom because, you know, she's upstate where her husband living life, paying taxes, bills. You know what I'm saying? Christy, you need to come back to the New York. It was such a pleasure meeting you last month. It's a pleasure to have you here on Zoom again. And her poem was fire. Listen to Hybrid Open Mic. It's on Facebook and YouTube. You could go check it out, but not right now because she's about to give it to you live. Christy, let the folks know where they can find you online, and then the floor is yours.
Yes. Hello, advocate. Yes. In person, New Yo was everything. It was magical. It was so inspiring to experience that shit, you know? It was just, it was everything. So if you can get there in person, you know, you need to feel that magic. Okay. You can find me. I'm the Poetry Alchemist on Instagram. I really truly believe that the society we live in, was built on lies, built on false history, built within systems that need to change. And the imbalance of it all will not correct itself. The earth will not correct itself until we all say it out loud. We teach our children the truth and we say we're sorry and we make amends and we allow the earth to be in the hands of the people that appreciate it. That's what is needed, and that's why we're here. And this work is important. And I'm so glad to be here tonight with all of you. Here we go. They call. They've called to us. They've been calling, but we haven't heard, just ignored, just covered it up with the dirt of our shame. But they're there. They've always been there, just below the surface, just below the cover up of our history's first erase, the first erase of many, of people, of land, of connection to the place that was before the changing, the taking, the silencing. It's all about the silencing, you know, the shhing, the erasing of the original, of the native, of the truth that the land now speaks, now purges, now opens us up to, and the lives now remembered just under the surface of the land that they cared for, and the dreams that they lost, the children that were taken, that were altered, that were buried. As we buried the natives in the graves that were hidden and the secrets that were poison, seeping into the earth, they are still there, still seeping, still poisoning us now, coming to light now. It needs our attention now, the ones who were here, who we silenced, who we are still silencing now. Can't you hear them? Why can't we hear them, the children they call to us? They call to all of us to listen, to see them, to remember them, to fight for them, to look under our surfaces, our stories, our history, under the land that held on to them for so long, and the land that gives them back now, to acknowledge the truth of what was done, of what is being done, of what should be done now. Now we must dig up the truth. We must go under the surfaces. We must get our hands dirty and dig. We must dig it up, expose the secrets that the land holds. Listen to the land. Listen to the children. We must expose our graves and change our ways, the ways of rot and silence spoke, the ways of ignoring that have come to stoke the fires of deplorable past, to ask forgiveness and to give it back. The land was taken and buried truths. We must repent and see it through reparations, through actions, call to speak it out, expose it all, to expose the horror is the only way to change the history, unearth decay, to air it out and hear them all. If you really listen, the children call. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Christy Scribbles.
Oh, that's great. Scribbles bear it down. Oh.
Christy Scribbles, go give her a follow. Last couple of weeks I've been hearing her poetry. There's been fire. There's been a fire in this woman's soul, and I am here for all of it. Make sure, Christy, put all of your info into the chat so that the people know where they can give you a follow and see what you got going on and all that fire you are bringing. You know, I'm used to, before late, like I'm like, oh, Christy Scribbles, she's gonna be on the karaoke. I'm gonna see her on the big screen at New York. Do this, that. Last couple of poems I've been hearing from her, she's like, I'm not playing right now. I don't got time. I'm on a mission right now. And I love it. You see it? She's like, yeah, right. I feel like that. She is on a mission. Christy Scribbles. Put your info into the chat, Christy, so people can give you a follow. All right. I don't see a Kyle Reed. Kyle, if you're here, hit me up. I have seen Gabby. Shout out to Gabby. I don't know who you are, Gabby. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I've seen Melinda Lucas. Shout out to Melinda. I've seen Matthew. I've seen Jaya Kask. I hope I'm saying your name right. Some of these names I'm probably butchering. I'm so sorry. Like Huilin Yang. Am I saying that right? I don't know. Huilin. Huilin. Wait, am I saying? I am so sorry if I'm butchering your name. I just want to let you know that we recognize you've been checking us out. Send a lot of love to you. Nicole Capitan also checking us out. Clara Hagedon. God, I'm so... Clara, shout out to you. Thank you for checking us out. And Annabelle Davis. With that being said, I don't see any Kyle Reed. So we are going to go to Aliyah Raha. Wait, what? Oh, you were right. Oh, okay. Yes. All right. Sure. Well, what it? Huilin. Okay. I only pronounced the name right because my girlfriend was here and put it on. So shout out to Mariella Salazar. So thank you to Mariella. Okay. Now let us go to, wait, I said it. Aliyah Raha or Raja. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right. She's been unmuted. Aliyah, how do I pronounce your last name? Is it Raha?
It's Aliyah Raja.
Raja. Aliyah, and if I'm not mistaken, you have been rocking out with us on the Thursday night online open mic, correct?
I'm so happy to be here.
Welcome to Mondays. It's a circus here, as you can see. Thursdays is therapy. Where are you located, Aliyah?
I'm from the Bronx, New York.
BX in the house, my home borough. My girlfriend has dragged me out to Brooklyn, but I still love the Bronx. I love it. Shout out to the Bronx. It's okay. I'm just joking. All right, Leah, you see how we do it. First, you let the people know where they can find you online if you got any social media. You know, if you're a witness protection program and you don't have any, it's totally cool. We won't judge you. And then get into your fire, Leah. Welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic. The floor is yours.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm going to type in my socials after, but I hope everybody's doing good on this wonderful Monday night. And I'm just going to begin. She lives a lonely life, but maybe that's because of strife. There are times where the knife she drove into herself started cutting deep. And like a thief, she kept robbing herself in the worst way. And though I don't have to wait longer, I want her to know that she'll be okay. No matter the day, no matter the way, all it takes is a snap for her to close the gap and make a comeback. So I'm not worried, not even in a hurry, because I know when the time comes, she'll rise up because she's a divine one and she'll shine on. And that's all I have for you guys tonight. I hope it inspires some of you guys.
Unmute yourselves and give it up to Aaliyah, y'all.
Go. Man, listen, this is where you can find yourself every Monday. Listen with the rest of the weirdos. Come through. Appreciate you coming through.
The circus. The weirdos are on the Monday night online open mic. Aaliyah, put your info into the chat so that the people can give you a follow. Make sure you come hang out with us on Mondays as well. Keep coming hang out with us on Thursdays, but come hang out with us on Mondays as well. All right, we are about to get into our last poet because Kyle is not here. Tree, send me your email. Send me your email, Tree. We're going to have Tree close us out tonight, so I want to make sure I send it a good night, sweet poet poem. Okay, now we are going to our brother in India who has gotten up very early to hang out with us, and that is Unmesh Mohitkar, brother. A pleasure to see you as always. Yeah, I know you have your hands in a lot of cookie jars. Please let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's get into it.
Hello, Advocate. Hello, everyone. Unmesh Mohitkar on Facebook and Instagram. I've got open mic. Let's Unmesh live 11:30 a.m. That is New York time. And here we go. Lucky to have a window which shows different flavors of green. Greenery occupies every inch of vision. Few houses with blue tops, walls dirty white, open space adjacent to the house, green grass, black muddy puddles, few trucks standing there, electric wires, boundary wall, everything reminding a village setting in the middle of the city. Looking at the room, things scattered all over, different chords of music yet to fall in love to become a song. The beautiful balcony of the home looks so distant now. Time, like the hanging, burning rope, is always in a hurry, creating multiple black holes in the space of the home. Far away, the black silhouette of majestic mountains, reminding that at the back of the beauty, there can be a never experienced darkness, dancing in constant, uncontrolled motion, like a cat on a tin roof, scared to love, scared of being loved, leaving open doors, knocking closed doors, fell in love, left with broken bones, a stolen home, broken strings of his fading music, broken arrows nesting on his chest, still remember the numbing pain, struggling to mend the broken pieces of the porcelain cup with a picture of a heart in red. Still remember the ecstasy of love, the agony of dry leaves falling from the tree branches, dying, ignored, connectionless with the tree. Why the heart has to be red? Why it cannot be green, yellow, or black? Why do this color speak when the words are confused, empty, and meaningless? Still, after every night of breaking into pieces, still after every night of breaking into pieces, glorious morning rises with soft, cool breeze, greenery infusing life to mend the broken cup with a red heart, to mend the broken cup with a red heart. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Unmesh Mohitkar, give it up for
Unmute
yourselves.
With the red hot. What are you saying? Always got the energy, man. Plug into that open mic with that cat.
Yeah.
Go. as a whole.
Umesh Mohigar, every syllable counts with this man. He does not take off a single syllable when he shares his poetry, and I love it. Make sure that you go give him a follow. His open mic is every Saturday, as he said, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I think it's like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. over in India. I appreciate you, brother. I cannot wait till you get to New York City yourself, just like I know Alexander is coming next month, and Tanish Kaur said that she is coming back soon. Can't wait for that. And now that Mia Aguilera knows that she could have been here and could have made me sing, I'm sure she is going to come back all the way from Brooklyn. Okay, maybe even Tabitha will make it out to a hybrid event. We miss you too. I thoroughly enjoy this community so much. I've enjoyed my time hanging out with y'all. Shout out to Terry Rose Jurtson. I don't know if I shouted out Terry Rose. I want to make sure. Shocky G, who just left, I believe. I think Shocky G just left. I want to make sure I shouted them out because they were coming here and listening to the poetry as well. They came in a little late. I know I like to try to take my time. Shia Woods, if I didn't mention you before, Shia, I'm sorry. I want to make sure I mention you now. And it's always important for me to try to mention, I know all the music's coming from upstairs. It's important for me to mention the people that come hang out here and listen to the poetry, because it's not, for me, it's not just about us sharing our poetry. It's also about like listening to what others have to say and like really building about the community and taking it in. So I really enjoy this community. I love hosting this. Listen, when I became programs manager, I could have easily given up the Monday night online open mic. And technically, not to get into too much business about it, but technically I don't get paid for like hosting the Monday night online open mic since I became programs manager, but I couldn't give it up because I love hanging out with this community. I love getting to hear the poets who return. Shout out to Mr. Ron Mark Thompson, our producer, always doing so much work in the background. Please check out nuyorican.org. Please give me a follow at Advocate of Words, you know, with the letter Z, because I'm a troublemaker. So yeah, I love you too, Withdrawn, even though I had the craziest conversation with my kid after the hybrid open mic in your poem. It was great. Withdrawn had a poem about, it was a withdrawn poem talking about like braiding someone's intestines. Had to explain to my kid, he's just talking about wanting to be a surgeon, okay? Stay in school and be a surgeon. That's what he was talking about. Make sure y'all give the Withdrawn a follow as well. With that being said, Catherine is still here. Catherine, wait, are you here, Catherine? Are you here? I have a little bit of time. Catherine is here. Catherine, do you have a poem you can share? This woman is brilliant. Do you have a poem you can share? Come on, Catherine. I keep talking about how awesome you are, and you never get to share on the Monday night online open mic, and the people are going to love it. The people are going to, and Catherine is very much in the nature. Catherine is also helping someone build a house. Like there is a mystery to Catherine as well that we are slowly chipping away at within the workshop. But her poetry is awesome. She's looking up a poem right now. Oh, it's gonna happen. Awesome. Babe, Catherine's gonna perform. Yes, she is. I'm trying to unmute you. She is on mute. Hi, Catherine. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I really do enjoy your writing, and you've been here the whole night. You gotta share. Look, even Claudia put her camera on because she knows what's about to happen. Catherine, let the folks know. Mariella put her video on. Oh, it's going down. Let the folks know they can find you online if you want to share your social media or not. Otherwise, get into it. The floor is yours, Catherine.
Okay. I will swim into the cold days of this year's sorrow. Through autumn winds that top the water, I'll go unguarded with a frostbit heart. A necklace of needles, a hat of pins, I'll meet numbness with heart palpitations. Dress blue skin in a blanket of solitude, welcome Earth's harsh winter until frozen in a body of ice.
Ooh, unmute yourselves. Give it up for Catherine, y'all.
Yes, Catherine. Thank you for sharing that.
Skin in a blanket of solitude. Oh, get that
So good.
photos and shit.
So good.
All the way into every Monday night. Come through with all that. In a blanket of solitude. That's gangster. That's respect.
Catherine, you see, I knew they were gonna love you, Catherine. I knew it. You've gotta come on Mondays. You gotta come rock out. I mean, like, of course, if you're free, right? We still want you to hang out with us on Sundays. Love having you at the workshop, but you gotta come hang out on Mondays. You know, the gems we're finding in our workshops, y'all. You have no idea. That's why I try to bring you out to the workshop. Try and get people from the workshop also to come on to the Monday nights, the gems of it. Thank you very much, Catherine. I know I threw a curveball and put you on the spot. I appreciate you very much. So, with that being said, you have heard my voice all night long. I've told you to give me a follow. I've told you about the nuyorican.org. In unison, we got to get mad at Rich Glennon because he decided to have a baby and not come on the Monday night for tonight. Shout out to you once more, Mr. Rich Glennon. We got so much love for you. I appreciate y'all, the fun that we have. With that being said, like I said, you've heard my mouth all night long, and I really am about building community. So we are going to end with the voice of someone from the community. That is not me. With the Good Night Sweet Poet poem coming to us from the Bronx, returning to the Monday Night Online Open Mic is Tree. Tree, are you there? There is Tree. The floor is yours. Take us home, sis.
Yes. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for sharing what you've written. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Good night, sweet poet. May your dreams be as imaginative as tonight's poems. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for inviting the spirit of Miguel Algarin into your home. This has been the Monday Night Online Open Mic, presented by the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, hosted by the one and only advocate of Wordz. On behalf of the community tonight, I, Tree, would like to say good night, wonderful, sweet poet.